just for context, the recipe is from the year 1970. It has been heavily altered for this recipe, so keep that in mind when you look at the wonky directions. And speaking of that wonkiness, here we have all the ingredients that you'll need for this recipe. There's a few alterations that I made to the ingredients. You're gonna want less than a cup of chicken broth because that makes things brothy and weird. You're gonna want a bit more of ingredient M, and with those fermented salted black beans, you're gonna want to add a lot of chili oil. And just go completely overboard with anise ground pepper. You cannot go wrong with that. Once you've got all those ingredients, they should look something like this. You're going to want to get yourself a nice and reliable wok pictured in the background. That's the thing that you're going to be doing all the cooking with. You're also going to want to chop all that tofu into cubes, small cubes, so to make sure the flavor sinks in. Now, what you're going to want to do is mix ingredients F, G, and H like this. And then you're also going to want to mix ingredients I, J, K, and L. Like I said, this is really weird, so that it resembles like that. It doesn't need to be too thorough of a mix because it's all going into the wok, but get it all together so you don't have to do too much later. Alright, so here's the first two steps. I'd show you footage of them, but somebody forgot to record because they got too carried away making Mapo dofu that ended up really delicious. So instead, I'm just going to show you this photo of my brother's friends scolding me. And now we're going to move on to the next few steps. Like I said, this book is really weird. It's older than both of my parents, and the recipe really oversimplifies the steps. I'd also show you footage of this, but again, I forgot to do that, so I'm going to instead show you a cool photo of my defunct roller coaster miniature collection. And now, once you've done all those steps, it's going to look something like this. This is a bit too brothy for the tofu that we're going for, so you might want to need to add more thickener that I was talking about earlier. But if it looks like this, and if it smells like it should, then you'll have pretty good Mapo tofu. Make sure to go at this for a good while, because the tofu that I used has a bit of a hard time having all the flavors sink in all the way. So just do that, and then you'll have good tofu.